And now my mouth is open. Have you heard that trick? Tongue twister on tongue one side of the mouth and the other side of the mouth. Herpes. You feel better? Ready.
Hello and welcome to the Rollers and the Rockers podcast. My name is Hayley Miller and with me every week, Emma O'Driscoll. How are you?
Great intro, by the way.
It was simple, short, sweet. They didn't give me any notes, so I had to just make it up. But I have done it how many times before?
Yes.
I should be able to do it.
No, but the voice is just sounding incredible. It must be because you did your warm-up exercises.
Yes, we did do some warm-up exercises just recently, so feeling nimble. My mouth is nimble, ready to go.
She's nimble and she's quick.
We are going to intro our guest straight up so then she can be involved in everything. So we are so lucky today.
Oh.
We have the 2019 number one draft pick in the AFLW. Wow. Ultimate utility player. Can play anywhere.
Yes.
Literally anywhere. And she's a Swiftie. Gabby Newton.
Yes!
Thank you.
Or, as you would like to call her.
I just wanted to say your full name. It's Gabrielle Mary Margaret Newton. Here she
My
is.
legal name. It's perfect. Thank you. First time listener, long time fan.
Yeah, have you ever listened to the podcast before?
No, I've gotten 10 minutes through last week's episode. But
how would you rate it?
So far, 10 out of 10.
10 out, thank you.
Oh, goodness.
Really
It's okay.
good.
No one really listens.
I was just waiting. You guys were having a lot of banter back and forth. I was like, I just want to hear from Ashmack girls. I tuned in for Ashmack.
Also, it
We did
was
get
our
that.
first episode though, so I feel like we hadn't been able to give each other shit for a very long time. So we had to get that out of our system. Brett, that's fine. Just beep that. It's easy.
Do you know, I did get some feedback during the week from Lauren Stammers because she was giving me a bit of stick for making fun of her. Anyway, she was also saying about our banter and she was like, I love it. It's just like your sisters. And I was like, yeah, because she drives me nuts.
So anyways, Gabby, feel free to just mediate today and jump in.
Just feel free to just jump in anytime.
Anytime I'm speaking, because I'm usually saying something inappropriate. So please feel free.
Perfect.
Gorgeousness.
So I also needed to bring up, I don't know if you would know because you listened to 10 minutes of it.
Yep.
Mim Strom did get kicked out of this podcast recently. So we have Ash Braz as our producer now, but I was talking to Mim at dinner the other week. She was really upset.
That we didn't warn her.
No, yeah, that you,
just removed
you
her.
didn't tell her that you were going to remove her from the group chat.
Well, Mim, we're all about open and honest conversations. If you had to just come and said that to my face, I would have apologised.
And then I was getting on her track and I was like, I'm going to boycott it with you. But here I am. I did not do it. So sorry, Mim. I didn't boycott the podcast, but I'm with you in solidarity. Sorry.
And then my mum also pipes up. Of course, the Peanut Gallery has something to say and she wants Braz to speak more. She's like, I'm sick of hearing you, Emma.
I'm not saying anything.
Braz doesn't want to speak.
I don't want to be called the elephant, so what do I need to do?
Yeah, we need a new name for you.
We'll find
We'll
one.
think of
But
that.
also, just on the topic of nicknames as well, we spoke about Gabby's full name just then. We actually are still yet to find her a nickname that sticks. Usually we're all called by our last names at footy clubs, but I feel like Newton, you just can't really yell out loudly. We've come up with a few. Foddy?
Foddy. Do you want to explain? Explain Foddy.
Oh, yes, okay. I'll explain Foddy. So Foddy comes from my diet, being low FODMAP. I have multiple intolerances and the girls love to ask me about them all the time and question me about them. So Foddy came from that. I believe you came up with it.
Yeah, but we were never
Emma.
trying to pull the mickey. It was more just like we need
No, of course
something.
not.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
We'd never. We'd never.
No, so there's Foddy, there's Figgy. Fig Newtons are a sweet biscuit, I believe. Only Ty likes them. So.
Oh, so I can't do. Figgy just makes me think of fig jam though. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm
But
good, just ask me. You
Maybe
know?
that
Like,
sticks.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
and then
know.
Birdie.
Birdie. I don't even know what Birdie is. Bert Newton, maybe? Patty?
Is it Birdie or Bertie?
Bert Newton
Yeah,
with a T,
Bertie.
and
Bertie.
then we were just like, and Birdie is so cute. Like, it's such a cute name.
Then you pulled up the Birdie Beetle like show bags.
we started
Then you get
spiraling.
Wasn't someone calling you Jimmy as well?
Oh, yeah.
And Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's a few-
that's
I
Anya.
quite like that
Yes.
one.
Yeah, I like Jimmy.
I could do Jimmy.
We could
Yeah.
go Jimmy.
Well, we'll see. I see.
It's not your choice.
Not your choice.
I just don't want a nickname. I want to be Gabby, and the other two should change.
The problem is we have too many Gabbies.
So we do have Gabby Newton, Gabby B. Webster, because I can't say her middle. Yep, nice.
But it's when you try and say them both, one or the other. It's really hard together.
And then Gabby O'Sullivan as well. So for the fans, our new voice memo segment is a perfect opportunity for you to send in some nickname ideas.
Because we didn't get many voice memos. We'll get to that later.
Yeah,
Do you know what I just call your Gabby to me? I don't know how you've managed to go with that. And then there's Gabba.
Yep.
And then there's Gab. So Gabby and Gabba. And then it makes
That all
sense in
just
my
forms.
head.
Perfect.
But then for everyone else, they have no idea which one I'm talking
I've just started responding to anything.
Yeah,
I'm
perfect.
like, you could be saying Emma 5 minutes away, and I'm like, I hear
Yeah.
5 minutes away.
to. What? You didn't
See
do
you into
your
the future.
She
Hello.
didn't do a voice
I didn't do my tongue
exercises.
twisters.
That's
so
why.
I can't
That's
talk.
why you got twisted there. What else has been going on? How's your day?
Yeah.
My day's been absolutely wonderful. I've been working. I was out at Girraween Senior High School.
Lovely.
So I went up north, ventured out. Absolutely beautiful girls there in the Stars Foundation, joined by Anya Tyne, Gabby BW. Good. And it's been a lovely day.
Great.
lovely.
And then you've just come straight in for the podcast before training.
Yep, that's exactly right. Nowhere I'd rather
Because
be.
you're just a club person, aren't you?
Hey, you couldn't get me out of these four walls. I just love it here. I could sleep over. My God.
It seems that you do,
goodness.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do kind of do.
In other news, I wanted to bring this up because
Oh, it's terrible,
You're
actually. Yep.
Emma
I'm getting
O'Driscoll's
choked up about it.
Emma O'Driscoll's playing card. So someone found it on Twitter, but Driscoll, I don't know. Oh, I sent it in the group so everyone's seen it. Emma O'Driscoll's playing card has your headshot, but then in the background, blurred in the background, like usually they have like you playing football, but it's me.
It's actually
Of
so good.
course they've
it's
done
me.
this, of course.
I'm going to write them a
But
strongly
also-
worded email.
Also, instead of putting your picture there, can they just put your stats? I'll be bloody stoked with
Help a
that.
sister out, for God's sake.
Help the defender out. Put Hayley Miller's stats next to my name.
No,
But
how good.
take a photo away.
Anyway, moving on.
Thanks for
Shall we-
bringing that point up. Though.
Yeah.
That's good.
Shall we just quickly skim over the game on
Yeah, I
the
think
weekend?
quick
Just a quick
skim.
just
Oh,
a
the
quick
quickest one of
the
all.
quickest skim. Obviously, you know what I want to say about it is when people go, they're like, "Oh, you didn't score a goal." I'm like, "Yeah, no, we didn't." And that wasn't the plan. So
How good? Yeah, no, we didn't.
yeah, but everyone's like, "Oh, like can't believe like that's so bad." Like, I'm like, "Well, yeah, I know." And then it's
Yeah.
like they're trying to tell you that you shouldn't have done that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't try to do that. But anyway, that's my thoughts on that situation. Anyone else got any thoughts on the game?
Gabrielle?
No, look, it is what it is. It happened.
Yep.
We move on. We ring the bell. We review. We recognise as individuals. We put our hands up and say, that was on me, girls. And I'll be doing a bit of that tonight.
Yep.
Perfect. But then we move on and, you know,
Yeah.
there's
we actually
another
haven't
week.
done our
Hey,
review yet. So
the beauty is sun comes up tomorrow.
it does.
It does.
But you know what? If one of those goals just had gone through.
No, I know. Pewee was
Or all
even
6 of them.
rewatching it. Yeah.
I think I've
point.
reviewed mine
We're all
in my
six.
head about 600 times already.
But I
anyway,
think they were all so close that it's like, you're right. If those had have actually gone through, it would have been like, even towards the end, like less than 10 points in it. Like, but it didn't. So
But it didn't happen.
we're just doing the best with what we've got, girls.
doing the best we can with what we've got. And what
And,
we've got is 6 points.
And what do they say? God gives its toughest
Toughest-
challenges to its strongest soldiers. And I believe that we're going to come back fighting this weekend.
cut all that out.
No, but I think also just a bit of perspective. Like, it's just a game. Like, we're okay. Everyone's, got through. We're going to review. And like Gabby said, we're going to put our hands up and say, hey, this was on us collectively. Like, there wasn't, individuals that had, outstanding performances that can say weren't a part of it. Everyone was a part of it. We lost. We move on. We learn from it.
Well, we
and
all
there's
know
nothing else you can do.
it wasn't good enough and it's not our brand of footy. So
No, absolutely.
yeah, we're going to review that and then get back to what we're going to do.
But
All right,
just
on that,
speaking-
just from the producer, let's
Go.
move on from the game.
Yeah,
That's
great.
our next.
That was supposed to be
Shout.
quick and it was so long.
Okay.
Ew.
Oh, our first, is it you? Are you introducing? I can't
you
speak.
can.
Our first section of today's podcast is the Anchors in Action.
And this
Hey, put on your Superman coats, boy. Coffee time, let's go.
Oh, gosh.
Jesus, that is long. I was about to go like 3 times during that.
thought a
and I
stinger
also
was-
went too early before it. That's our chance to highlight those who put in the hard yards behind the scenes. Didn't know there was a sting coming then.
Also,
I need
a sting should be a sting, like real quick.
that was a long sting that stung for a while.
I'll
Anyway.
take that on,
Sticking.
guys. Thanks for the producer notes. Feedback has taken on.
All right, shall I go first?
Yeah, anyway, so Gab, while we go, it's just your unsung hero around the club. So you can just highlight anyone. It can also be a player as well. It doesn't have to be a staff member. Yeah, H, you go.
Anyway, we had quite a conversation about this prior to the podcast, but I'm going with Katie and Brett because apparently Katie and Brett are the same person.
No, I never said that. I said their job's the same.
Okay, they're our physios, and want to give them a shout out because, well, they do some fantastic things. They're always there for us, basically getting us from week to week. There's always niggles and things that pop up during the week, plus our obviously major injuries, but they went above and beyond last week on Friday to put on like a treatment block, and Katie did some mobility and whatnot with us, which was fantastic. And then just talking to them, obviously we being physios ourselves, and then they had to go and work. This was at like 4 p.m. and then they still had work till like 7.
Yep.
And I was like, ew.
Yep.
I don't miss that.
No,
But
so
they were fantastic.
they're amazing, and I think we can both have the same one because Hayley has brought to my attention that if we shout out too many people in the one episode, by week 11 we're not going to have anyone to shout out.
Well, she listed off like 5 or 6 people. I was like, well, we can't have them all. Just
Well,
maybe save some for the next
they're all
week.
great. The club's great. That's all I have to say. But I'm going to say yes, Katie and Brett, but just our whole medical team in general.
So now you've lumped them all together. That's even worse.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm just saying, yeah, I agree
Okay.
with that. The mobility was really good. And also Brett and Katie on game day, they're strapping, they're massaging, they're doing it all. They've got a list that they put up on the door that you can write your name on. It's very organised. They both work their clinic job. Brett also owns 2 clinics. So it's absolutely phenomenal effort from both of them. There.
Fantastic.
You've just got so much love to give, Emma, and it's
Lover,
just divine.
not a fighter.
All right, well, my shout out, I am going to bring up someone new.
Great.
And I'm not sorry about it.
Good.
No, we
I
want
actually
that.
spoke to her today, and I think she felt a bit uncomfortable with the shout out, but I'm going to do it anyway. Shana.
Yes.
Oh,
that
my
was
gosh.
That was one that was on the list. So
Oh, okay.
fantastic.
Well,
I'm so glad
don't
you've
worry,
gone
I've
with
got
that.
it. I told her today that she's the silent assassin, if you will. But does
great.
all the tech. Oh, what even is her job? I don't know, but my goodness, she controls the PowerPoint and does all the graphics and does an incredible job with the tech stuff.
And
That's
she's
my
an analyst as well,
description.
so football
and an
analyst.
analyst, and she does so damn well at it. I saw the other day her put up like the stats board,
Yep.
and the amount of work she does is absolutely profuse. So massive shout out to her.
Love it.
The silent assassin absolutely killed it
think
for another week.
On game day, she also sets up all the up in the coach's box, they all have like their computers and everything, and that is her job too, to set up all that stuff. I'm like, that's wild.
Yep.
She's amazing.
Like, if
Too
anything
damn
goes
good.
wrong, the headsets, oh, no thanks.
So thank you, Shana. You're incredible. So moving on, we've done our unsung heroes. Now it's going to be all about you, Gabby. So we cannot wait to talk about your early life and sporting career. If I'm reading that page.
That sounds so like Wikipedia.
Well, that's why
But that's what we're going
start us
for.
off, yeah.
Basically, if you were to have a Wikipedia, you probably do have a Wikipedia page. What's on it? Where were you? Let's start with where
What,
were you
you're
born?
asking me?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me.
No,
Okay,
no, I'm not
yeah,
going to
yeah,
tell
sorry,
you your
go
life
for it.
story. You need to tell me your life story. Where were you born and raised? What was your upbringing? Question mark. What was your upbringing like? I hope it was good because I don't want to just too much.
No, I had a great upbringing.
Great, thank God.
I'm actually from Victoria,
Yes.
from a beautiful town called Doreen.
Beautiful.
Big shout out to Doreen. Northern suburbs of Melbourne produce some, incredible elite athletes. Boomer Harvey, actually.
Really?
From out in the sticks,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. There you
So
go.
watch out, Boomer.
Boom, I hope you're listening.
Yeah, Doreen. Born and raised. Mum, dad, 3 siblings.
Gorgeous.
All absolutely incredible people. Massive family. All country Country Bumpkins. So
What are their names?
Driscoll could tell you, but you go.
there's about 30 in the family. So how about immediate family? Mum, Tash.
Love her.
Tashy babes, we love it. Dad, Ty. Liam is my older brother. Keely and Ali.
Gorgeous. Actually, funny story with Gabby's siblings. Her sisters came over a while back, which was so nice to meet them. And Ange Stannett actually has like not an accent, but with her Maori background, she has like a twang on some words and she can't differentiate between Ellie and Ali. So it was like we just spent like days trying to figure out, and then I just end up saying, is it Ali like Alley Cat? Because I need something to differentiate.
But I feel like that's also the Victorian twang.
Do you reckon?
It's because Ellie's the same. She can't say, like Ellie and
Ellie.
like hang on, what is it? Ellie and Ali or something sound really similar because
Yeah.
the A and the E are like the same. It's like you guys say Melbourne.
Okay, well,
not
we're going
Melbourne.
to have to ask
Melbourne.
Ange and Ellie. We're going to be targeting you.
Yeah, because anyway.
Anyways, that was a fun fact.
Well,
Sounds
fun
like
fact,
Ali.
it's
Ali and
Alley
Ellie.
Cat.
Ali or Ellie.
It's Ali.
Wait, you say Ellie. Now I want to know.
Ellie. But it's Ali.
Yeah,
So
Ali.
it doesn't matter. It's a moot point.
Anyway, moving
Anyways,
on.
gorgeous.
Moving on.
Tell us about your schooling and then sport growing up. What did you play? Have you always played footy? And then how did you then transition to footy if you did play other sports?
Okay. Well, I went to Yarrambat Primary School.
Cool.
Actual other AFLW player from a different team, Kirsty Lamb, also went to Yarrambat.
Great.
So we really did, just bang out the footballers. But anyway, went to Yarrambat, absolutely loved that school, loved my high school as well. Just had some incredible teachers who I'm so grateful for. And they always just let me do whatever I wanted. So I'd play every sport. I was a good kid. Sorry. As in, they weren't just like, you go run wild. No, I was a good child. That's
great.
So played footy with the boys down at Yarrambat, down at the Bat Cave. Shout out Bat Cave.
And then the mascot's a bat? Like, is that your...
Yeah, it's the Bat Cave sister.
That's...
Yarrambat Bats.
Oh, you are the Yarrambat Bats.
I get that.
Actually, quickly on that, I know this is your story, but Airlie's Yarrawonga, they're the pigeons, right? So you're the bats. Bats are okay. They're kind of like cool and they fly at least.
Yeah.
Well, I guess pigeons fly, but they're not as cool.
I know where this is going.
Driscoll, Gamelling, what is their animal of choice? Because we have been giving Airlie so much shit for so long, and I never knew that Gamelling were the
Possums. Gamelling, the home of the possums,
Where
baby.
has that been for the last 3 years?
Well, you know what? These possums just won a premiership on Sunday. So up the possums. I hope the Mortlock Football League are listening to this.
I don't know if the possums are any better than the pigeons.
They can be scary, mate, at night. When they're in your roof.
When they're scratching around in the four walls.
You never see them because they're
Anyways,
scared of
It's a fair
everything.
point. It's a fair point. So I feel like every person we have on now, we actually have to ask about their hometown or their home club and then what their like mascot, what is it?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah, it's like a mascot.
Is.
Yeah. Anyway, back to your story. Quick segue, but we're right back to the bats.
Very smooth. Back to the Bats. Played with the boys.
Yep.
And at the same time played basketball. So
Gorgeous.
doing footy
So
and
you're like
basketball.
Scott Pendlebury.
Yeah, basketball background.
Basketball background, if you didn't know.
And then got kicked out of playing with the boys. Classic Taylor's oldest time when I was 12 or 13.
Yep.
And then went on with basketball. Really enjoyed that. Went to like nationals and stuff, which was really cool. I think that taught me a lot of like the lessons I know about being like an elite athlete. So I'm really grateful to have been on that pathway. But then footy, youth girls started up in my area, and then the Northern Knights, who I speak so fondly of all the time.
Gorgeous.
Went and played there and won a premiership. Shout out to those girls.
And you were
Best time
premiership captain, I believe.
Yes, certainly was.
Incredible. And a dual best and fairest winner.
Wow.
No, but we had an incredible team. Like I think the year that I got drafted, there was like five other girls in the team who got drafted as well. So the Northern Suburbs, dare I say it again?
Wow.
Absolute stomping
Incredible.
ground for elite football players in Australia.
Wow.
So there was a time there, though, you were playing both sports. You also skipped over the fact that you did play NBL 1 basketball,
Yes.
which is a huge effort. So I suppose I just want to hear about that time when you were playing basketball and then what made you completely switch to footy, or did you actually juggle both for a while there?
Yeah, I did juggle both. So I was pretty serious about basketball because sort of those pathways start really early. Like they're like really well laid out in that like you're identified like very young, and then there's a lot of like state programs, national programs. And then my goal, I really wanted to go to college in America for basketball.
Cool.
So that process starts so early as well. So I think I was in like year 8 or 9, like Skyping colleges and like,
Best thing ever.
Wild.
and I'm like, wow, I look back and I'm like, that's insane. But I think it also like, again, prepared me to do like a club interview, be able to talk to someone, you know, just like a normal human being,
So
which
good.
can be really intimidating. But yeah, doing that so early on just helped with that process a lot. But yeah, obviously, did nationals, won gold with Vic Metro.
Yeah, cool.
Hate to say it with the WA faithful in the room, but we absolutely dominated. It's neither here nor there. We did. It's fact.
It's fact.
Where did WA come? Probably last. We good at basketball? I don't know if we're good at basketball.
No. I think there are a couple of strong players, but
All we know is Vic Metro are and Gabby Newton
Apparently
was.
they won.
exactly.
Is.
Was. No. And then, yeah, I thought that like basketball and footy, like I felt better for playing both at the same time. Like I felt
cool.
that they really complemented my game in both sports. And then sort of when I was in year 12, I started playing NBL 1, which was really exciting. I played for the Sabres.
Lovely.
So there's another mascot for you.
Yeah, we're there.
The Southern
Ferocious.
Sabres. Hello.
Just like saber-toothed tigers.
Like saber, literally.
that is scary.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
That's a good mascot.
Yeah. No, but for context, I live in Doreen, which is like northern suburbs, and then Southern Sabres were Sandringham, which is like down near St Kilda, down at the
Wow.
beach, which is a very long way away. So I would go to football training for Northern Nights, and then my mother, God bless her, we'd get in the car, put the L plates up, drive down to Sandringham.
Beautiful.
And the best one was when we're driving back from training in Sandy, probably at 10 p.m, mind you, on a school night, perfect, year 12, driving home. Mum's like, you have to put the L plates on. And I'm like, I don't want to drive, Mum. Anyway, I get in the car, driving. I go around this roundabout, absolutely mount a curb. Anyway, pop the tyre. So we're stuck down in Sandringham waiting for RACV to come replace the tyre. And then from then on, I was like, Mum, I just can't. I can't.
can't
Not
do
at
it.
night.
Tired.
I can't. I'm too tired. Yeah.
We love driving stories. That's great.
How long was the drive? Like how many minutes?
Oh, literally like an hour 20.
Yeah.
Like it was a very long time.
That's
What about with
disgusting.
Melbourne traffic? So
Yeah,
like
on the
six-
way there,
6
it was
hours?
terrible. Yeah.
You start
the whole day.
6 a.m. to get there at 4 p.m.
But anyways, moving on. Sorry, that was very abrupt, but I'm getting you in this one from our producers here. No, Gabs, I love that you did both. It was my question as well, so I probably shouldn't have asked it. But we'd love hearing from you. Anyways, Northern Knights, you obviously won the flag. You were then drafted at pick number 1 in the 2019 draft. That is huge. Tell us about this night, this moment. How good was it?
Oh, it was really crazy because I think all year, like I was just like, I want to be drafted. Don't care what number that is. It was just like, I want to be. Ooh, this might be an ASMR channel. I did not enjoy that in my ears.
Oh my! So just goes if you didn't hear it, just goes had a drink of water
Can't fix my earmuff now.
right into the microphone.
Anyways,
Right, okay,
Sorry,
back on track.
Sorry, Gabby, that was terrible.
No, that's okay. It just might be one of the worst things that's ever happened to me. But it's
Anyway, well, you're telling a really important story about being number one
You're
draft.
crying over here. Glad you were so interested in the
Shivers.
story.
Anyway, go. Continue.
I've lost
Where were you at?
Anyway, the goal was I just want to be drafted. I'm desperate for that to happen. But I'd only had, we'd actually been part of the National Academy together, Emma. So obviously along that you interview with clubs and sort of thing. But you also get, as a nominating draftee, like you will have clubs request to interview you at home. But I'd only had Carlton and Bulldogs come out to Doreen and interview
Wait, so they
with
come
me.
to your house?
They come to your
Wow.
house and interview.
So different
Yeah.
here.
And we used to go all out. I'd cook these brownies and give them to the clubs. And yeah, that was what.
That's what got you over the line.
Some
Clearly.
packet mix brownies.
They
apparently.
absolutely were packet mix, yes. But
Whoever wrote this, I didn't write it. Brett, has written it as if it's like a bad thing. I'm all for. Was it Betty Crocker? Because
It was Betty Crocker. No, and
packet mix
yes,
brownies
no.
are
Yes, yes.
because they're the best
they're
brownies
so
in the
good.
world.
Yes. No, but it was you get the brownie mix and the blondie mix, and we'd like layer them one on top of the other.
Okay,
My
wow,
God,
you've
was
got
that
no
good.
wonder you went number
Above
one.
and beyond.
No wonder you went
That
number
was-
one.
Hayley,
Yeah,
let's
well.
just think about we're trying to get a sponsor on board here, and you're just making it sound like that we're throwing them under the bus.
No, Betty, we want you as a sponsor.
Betty Crocker,
Betty's the
if you want to sponsor us, please.
Betty, I will eat your cookie dough raw.
Your brownies taste even better raw than
Raw.
they do cooked.
I'll eat it raw, okay? Anyways, that's brilliant.
Anyway, yes.
I love
So,
that.
Yeah. So no, but I was really scared. I was like, I'm not going to get drafted. Only 2 clubs want me.
And so then you got invited to the night that they have for all
Yes.
first round.
Yeah. So got invited to the combine, did the combine.
Yep.
And then 2 days before the draft, the Bulldogs were like, we need to come over and do one more interview.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, how dare they? Like, I'm trying to get ready for my last
Can't
day
make
of school.
brownies.
I've got to make the brownies quickly. And yes, I had an 18th on the Saturday night. So I was a little bit
Stung up.
hungover.
They're going to have to cut all this.
Oh,
No, we're not.
No, that's
whatever.
great.
brutal
It's
honesty.
a real story.
Yeah,
it's real
exactly.
life.
It's real life, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Anyway,
She wasn't
they came
drafted
over
yet.
with like a whole camera crew, and I was like, that's a bit weird. But they were like, we're just filming the journey, whatever. But then, yeah, they told me that they were going to take me number 1. So I knew
so they
before
told
the
you before.
draft. Yeah.
That's so good.
So that was amazing because I was able
wow.
to mentally prepare.
But
and
also
things
be
like
with
that.
your family at
But
that
be
time
my
as well.
family. Yeah,
And
yeah.
really just feel the feels
Yeah.
before the night obviously happened, because it would be so overwhelming on the night, obviously, with external media wanting to interview you. So I think that's really nice that they told you.
Yeah. No,
Is
it
there
was
video
lovely,
of that
yeah.
then?
There is,
Somewhere?
yes.
Oh, I want to watch that.
We need that.
I don't mean to plug another club's media page, but you can find it on
Okay. A few years ago.
Facebook. I won't mention.
Okay.
I only talk about the Fremantle Dockers Facebook. Follow and like and turn on your
Okay.
notifications.
Subscribe and review. Leave a review. What was it like pressure like being number 1 draft pick? Because obviously that's a big thing. You get talked about a lot, and then obviously through your career, I feel like that's the thing that they mention all the time. What was that like?
Yeah, 100%. Oh, well, I thought it would sort of end after my first season that I played, but it's like it's just mentioned at every possible turn.
Yeah.
And it'll be completely irrelevant, but Anya Tai always finds a way to bring it up when we go for like a school visit. And I'm like, was that necessary? No, but it is like something that was an incredible honour. But yeah, I did feel a lot of pressure in my first season. But the good thing was that there was sort of like a group of 8 of us drafted that year. So it was very clear from the start that, and it still rings true to this day, it literally doesn't matter what number you're drafted or if you're a rookie. We've got so many Irish girls, like it does not matter. It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
I think it was more of like from a media perspective, but I was really lucky that Izzy Huntington was at the Bulldogs at the time and she had been number 1. So like with her guidance, and then, yeah, there was just really great people to really wrap their arms around me. But yeah, I feel the pressure of it so much less now because I'm like, there's been 5 or so number 1s since then. So
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
But I also feel like when you get drafted, you're not guaranteed to play either. And I think this is misconception in like, I guess, society and external people thinking, oh, you've been drafted, you're going to play round 1. It's like that doesn't actually happen. But I feel like it's equivalent to your ATAR score and then going to university. Yeah. You get an ATAR
doesn't
score and you
matter.
might talk about it at school. You then go to uni. No one cares what score you got.
Yeah.
You're just in this big pool of people that have also got in to the same
100%.
thing as you.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would be the same
Yeah.
in the footy world.
yeah, and I love that analogy because it's also like it's not about that first season that you're there. Like
Yeah.
we're all still developing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how old you are, like or what year you were drafted. It's not about that first season or even that first game that you play. It's like a whole journey that it takes.
Definitely. Love it.
Took me 6 years to get half decent. So everyone's got. That's what I always think about with all these girls. I'm like, you got so much time.
Yeah.
You got so much time to get good. But you did debut round 1. So we just said it's not about debuting round 1, but you did.
Which is great.
Debut round 1, which is huge.
It is.
For obviously the Western Bulldogs versus St Kilda. What are your memories of that game?
Oh, it was incredible. And it was Saints' first ever game in the comp. And Berkey was our coach. So that was like a huge day for him as well against his club that will always be like where he played all his footy and everything like that. So it was massive. But the big thing for me was just that I knew all my family was there. And I look back with such fond memories. Like one of my best friends, Jessica Fitzgerald, who's at the Bulldogs, she had written this sign, and like
So
as I was coming out of the race, she just like yelled at me and held up the sign, and then I just like spotted her and just like screamed at her, and this photo of me with just like mouth open, just grabbing her as I'm running out. And then my cousins were in like the Guard of Honour, and I went straight up to them because they're like my best friends. Adam and Cameron, shout out to you. So, yeah, it was just an incredible day. And we won, which was even better.
Gorgeous.
So, yeah. Did you get Gatorade shower?
I did
first game?
Yes.
That's nice. I'm still waiting for a Gatorade shower. I don't think I'm ever going to get one.
Oh, because
we need to win on a milestone game. That's all I've got left.
Yeah, well,
that's my only
we'll just
chance.
throw you in there. Who cares?
Why not?
Just because.
Yeah, why not? We've just got to get a W, and
Yeah,
then we'll
true.
decide
No.
later.
No, that's great.
I've
Gabs.
still got
Love
years
it.
left. We'll see.
Perfect.
We have some. It's not about stats. We've got some stats from your first game.
Right.
Pretty good. 13 disposals, 8 tackles, pressure.
Hello.
5 intercept possessions. Were you playing in the forward line or back line or midfield at this point?
I think I was midfield.
Midfield.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
-6 metres gained. so you went backwards.
Perfect.
You went backwards.
Awesome.
For anyone that knows how obviously metres gained is kicking the ball forwards, but you do get negative if you handball backwards or kick backwards. So
Yeah.
It's all right.
you were going for the back feed.
Playing a game of rugby sevens. That's
But
fine.
this is my issue, is that especially in my first couple of seasons, I just could not stop handballing. Handballing is like my favourite thing to do. I hurt my thumb a few weeks ago and I was like,
What am I going to do now?
God, who am I if I can't handball?
This is so bizarre to me because you're such a good kick that I just find that interesting.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Just get on the boot, mate.
Trust yourself and get it on the boot.
Far out.
Yeah, good.
I don't know.
Now, moving on a few seasons after that, I don't know if it was a few seasons. Yeah, it would have been 2. Mm-hmm. You were placed on the inactive list for season 6 because you had dual shoulder reconstructions. What was that like?
Hectic.
A lot of fun. No, it was very, very hard. But I'd played my second season injured. And I'm almost like, look back at that, being so young and pushing through what was like, I just didn't feel good in my body. Like my shoulders were just slipping out all the time. And it was just very difficult. So to get them fixed and then just to, take a step back and be able to watch a bit more footy. And then I went, like, that caused me to go back and start coaching. So I look back at that and I'm like, I wouldn't change it. Like, I'm really, like, grateful that happened because it taught me so much about rehab and the things you need to do, but then also about just me as a person. I didn't know how much my community meant to me and, like, going back and giving back, how much that meant to me. So that gave me the opportunity to do that. So, like, while it was really difficult and so hard to, like, feel involved in the group, I also, like, learnt so much from that time. So I wouldn't change it for anything.
That's
and
a lovely
and I
answer.
think sometimes when you go through stuff like that, you can help other players because everyone at some point goes through it. Well, you're very lucky if you don't go through something like that where you're, where you're in rehab or whatnot for a long period of time and we already did that fast. So you had a little bit of an interrupted
Absolutely.
pre-season with
totally.
us, but you came in and straight away were helping others, which was fantastic when you're coming into a new team. Like, that's hard to do.
And I'm just touching on that as well. Sorry, Gabs. Just with your journey, obviously, we haven't got anything about Freo in here, but I think just exactly what Hayley said. You came in with a back injury this year to Freo, and I think the impact you've been able to have on the non-playing players and girls going through long-term injuries has just been absolutely amazing to watch and see you grow connections with these girls. And I think that's what makes you a great leader. So I suppose talk us through now the transition coming in and then I guess how you felt it's been at Freo.
Yeah. Well, like, one of the most important things to me as just like a person is my connections with others. So as much as when I came over, I was like gutted that I couldn't just like train the first day that I landed here. It just gave me a different opportunity. So I got to become closer with girls in rehab and then also just to like genuinely watch you guys train and see how hard you go, it was actually like a real moment of just like, wow, these girls are incredible, and I'm going to do everything that I can to be out there so that I can push myself, you know, hopefully as much as they're pushing each other, because it was genuinely really inspiring to see. And then also something that was really important to me and a big part of why I was so excited to come to the club was the trademark and just the anchor and what that means not only to the playing group but the staff as a whole. I think it's like incredibly powerful and very special. But then it's like words can only mean so much, like actions are what really matters. So to see those actions when I got here, like so many people reaching out, trying to make me feel welcome. I lived with our head of football, Claire Heffernan.
So good.
For a while. So I had, if anybody doesn't know, Hef is the most incredible chef.
Good.
In a past life. So I was eating like an absolute queen the first month and a half that I was here. Living with
actions.
Her.
There you go.
Actions. But yeah, like things like that. Nobody had to do that. So many girls reached out. And even like we went on a trip down south as soon as I got here. Little things like that just made me feel so welcome. And then in terms of staff at the club, like the community team and just everybody upstairs was so welcoming as well. So that was sort of like a moment of just like this feels like home, because I've given up a lot.
Love it.
To be here in terms of like time spent with my family who are really important to me and my friends. But that was a moment of like, this is my family as well, and these are going to be the important people in my life while I'm living here. So, it's been like an incredible sort of 8 months. I can't believe like it's literally flown by so fast.
Yeah, wow.
I know.
But yeah, so incredibly grateful and just happy to be here.
And you touched on Claire Heffernan and Lisa Webb as well. Obviously, you had connections with them prior to coming here to Freo. How much have they influenced your football and your journey so far? And I guess just what do they mean to you?
Oh, so much. I actually could not, like, no words will justify how much they both mean to me and how much they've done for me. Hef was actually my PDM at Bulldogs for a few seasons, and in terms of like the off-field stuff, she was there when I was injured, so she was a massive support for me. And then Webby came in at like a really interesting point with our group at Bulldogs, and we'd sort of like made finals with her as an assistant coach, and I really enjoyed just like talking to her about the game. I wasn't in her line at the time, but I was just like, this woman is one of the most intelligent coaches I've ever had. And the way that she goes about it, bringing her family in, it just like, it really emphasizes that connection. So just those two genuinely have done so much for me. Like there's no words, because
Love it.
They
So
wouldn't
good.
justify it.
Yep,
good.
that's it. Never
So
leave.
wholesome.
Our club's great. Our people are great.
So wholesome. All right, I want enough time to go through what you've got next. 'Cause
Perfect.
you've come up with some real good stuff here for a bit of dish.
Oh,
Dish
goodness.
with Driz.
Dish with Drews starting now. Thank you, Tashi, babe. You're incredible. Funny story, I was actually at Gabby Newton's, Angie's and Holly's last night for dinner, and while Gabby has snuck off to the shops, I've had to call her mum and say, Tash, you need to give me some gossip on your daughter. So here we go. We've been over your name, so we'll start with that. It is Gabrielle. Your mum has told me, though, that when you were a child, in grade 2, to be specific, they were doing the roll call and they said Gabrielle, and you actually didn't answer it because up until then you actually just thought your name was Gabby. Your mum said she thought you were an intelligent girl.
Until that moment.
Talk us through what?
No, it was the worst. We had a substitute teacher come in and she's called out, and you know your spot on the roll in primary school. You're like, I'm before Jacob and after so-and-so, whatever their name is. And so the sub has yelled out like, Gabrielle. And I'm sitting there like, this must be a new girl in class. And then she's come up to me and been like, Gabrielle, are you going to say you're here? And I was like,
Oh, it's Gabby.
no, lady. My name's Gabby. And then I've gone home and been like, Mum, this woman was calling me Gabrielle today. And she's like, that's your name, sweetheart.
No, it's funny because your mum has even put in this text to me that you even have a puzzle with your full name on it. Like, what?
You know, there's like puzzles with your name that parents give it. Yeah, and it was Gabrielle. I don't even know why I just didn't twig.
Didn't make that
I was like,
connection.
no, my name's Gabby. I'm just spelling a new word. Perfect. Thanks,
No,
Mum.
I can't even deal. And I think this is actually Hayley's favourite part, this next bit.
Too good.
We've now nicknamed you. Actually, this could be a
This
nickname.
could be it.
It's Goggle Girl. Oh, no, she's dreading it. So, just for context, everybody, I'll let Gabby explain, but she was a huge fan of dress-ups growing up. You loved the old fairy costume, Spider-Man, Wiggles, pyjamas, like you were frothing it all. But our favourite, you wouldn't go to the shops without goggles on.
Oh, yes, I was a fashionista. I absolutely loved the goggles, refused to take them off. What if it rained out there? I was doing it. Oh, I might tell Tuxie to do that next time she's got her eyelashes done. Just wear goggles, sister. I think.
Were these swimming goggles?
No, they were swimming goggles, like pink with like yellow little flicks through them. What's the brand?
I just
called?
don't know
Remember.
what started this trend.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I looked quite cool. There's like Goggle Girl, and then the other big one was like this unicorn costume that I had severely grown out of. So I had a big wedgie and there would be like a hood over my head with like a unicorn thing.
It's that good that as soon as I read the word wedgie, I was like, I have to bring up the story about we are away round 1 against Essendon, obviously. At the captain's run, Laura Pugh has given Gabby the biggest wedgie, I think, since she's been 4 years old in this unicorn costume. Please talk us through this.
No,
and did it bring back these unicorn memories?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it took me right back. Also, wedging, so humiliating. I'm
Who even
humiliated
does that
right
anymore?
now. So now
Laura Pugh.
my new fear is being like wedgied or dacked on the field. I'm like, it's going to happen to me. I know it is. We're doing a handball game where we don't even tackle. And Pewie's tackled me in the captain's run, but like from the bottom of my bum.
From the undercarriage.
Oh, so she didn't mean to do it. Here I'm thinking she's gone up to you and given you a wedgie. I was like, what is this?
No, but she's given me the
Okay.
biggest wedgie of my life. Anyway, that's what that was. And it was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Top 5 worst moments of my career.
No, well, let's hope we've got some vision of that because we definitely have vision of you in your uniform, in your unicorn costume.
Oh, perfect.
Nah, that is actually brilliant. Okay. Oh, yes, we do love haircuts on here and hairstyles.
Yeah, we do.
So tell us about the stage in your life where you were obsessed with Dora the Explorer and how good of a haircut you had at this point in time.
Oh my goodness gracious. There was a few that I was like desperate to have. I really wanted a Harry Potter haircut. I remember saying, I want to be Harry Potter. I want a Harry Potter haircut. But couldn't get one. And then I think I just got this haircut. I got a fringe and I got a bob. And it was you see Dora the Explorer now, but like my hair curled perfectly for it. So it was actually fully Dora. But then I'd get so mad at everybody for calling me Dora the Explorer and I'd be like, you're bullying me. And it was awful. But I might bring her back. I
That's
don't know.
great. Well, we do. Hayley Miller has had some great hairstyles as well. And Gabby, you might not know this story, Braz as well. But Hayley Miller played for West Perth Football Club with black hair, and she was a fiery little thing. I tell you that. Like, it was this alter ego. We've got vision of her mouth guard, throwing it on the ground, having fights. So I'm like, bring back Dora and bring back black-haired Hayley.
That's like full emo mode.
It was
Hayley.
a bit. It was year 12. It was year 12.
It was so bad. It's not a face.
It was just a phase.
She's actually unrecognisable though. I think just because we know you for your blonde locks, that the black hair has just thrown
But
everyone.
also my complexion. Not right now. I've got my bronzed skin on, but no, the black hair, honestly, it washed me out even worse. And I looked sick. I looked unwell. And then my hair, like my blonde hair would grow back and it looked grey because my hair was black. But it started, I dyed it brown because I wanted something different, but then I didn't want to pay heaps every time. So then I started packet dyeing it and then it just got darker and darker and darker every time.
No.
Do you know how it costs so much to get it back?
It's actually hilarious.
So then I had to go through the red hair phase. Like I went through it all.
So that's another question we're going to put to the fans as well, is what hairstyles have you previously done or want to do
And then I can tell you, just don't do it. Any 17-year-olds out there that
Send
think,
them in.
if they got blonde hair and they're like, yeah, I just wanted something different, just wear a wig. Just wear a wig for a little bit.
Wear a wig
and
for a
that'll do.
night
Yeah.
and see where it
So
gets you.
send them in, guys. We need more voice memos. But anyway, sorry, back to you, Gabs. We've got a few more fun facts for you. Fun facts, but stories. Before we go into one of your greatest talents, we are going to touch on a visit from your nan that occurred when you were younger. Something about you biting your
Oh,
tongue
no.
because Nana wanted to give you a big sloppy kiss.
Oh, no. It's even worse than that. It is even worse than that. You wouldn't believe it. This is my mum's mum,
believe-
absolutely beautiful lady.
What's her name?
I called her Nanny A. So Nanny A.
Nanny
bless.
A. You're
Full
just-
name,
yeah.
Aileen.
Aileen.
Birth
But
certificate
Nanny A.
name. But Nanny A to us.
Come on, Eileen.
The intrusive thoughts
The
got the better,
intrusive thoughts, my
the better of
God.
her just then.
So I had bitten my tongue accidentally,
Oh,
as
no.
you do when you're a child, when you just, whatever. I was probably eating something. And I was crying because it really hurt. And my Nanny A goes, come here, doll, I'll kiss it better. No, it's the worst. And yes, she...
No, see, I actually thought she's going to give you a kiss and you've bitten your tongue.
No, I wish that was a story. Yeah, but she was a very caring lady. But I wish that was a story, but it's not. Yeah,
That's
she kissed it
horrific.
better for me. It was awful.
Oh, no.
Kiss from Nan makes everything better.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? It probably
Where do you
did.
No,
draw
at
the
the
line?
You've got to draw
Okay.
the line somewhere.
So we've got two fun facts here. I'll talk about the first one and then H,
Yeah.
I want you to take the second one
Okay.
away. I've brought a prop in.
Oh, God.
Because our Gabrielle Mary Margaret is quite the harmonica player.
Oh,
So we have it here,
my goodness.
ready for you to play the Barbie theme song. Because I know you've been practicing. Thank you, Tashi Babe, for this wonderful story. It's clean. I've disinfected it.
So whose is this?
Mine.
I would have just bought my own one if you wanted me
It's
to.
Nana A's, actually. Doesn't matter. You still got our germs.
Goodness. I can't even remember what it is.
This is going to be gold.
Got the jitters, sorry. Performance anxiety.
What's it supposed to be?
When I wake up in my own pink world. Anyway, the chorus is better. I should have gone straight to the
Thank
chorus.
you for that.
I'm
Go.
embarrassed.
We've got
Hang
time.
on. So
Do
you
we?
self-taught yourself, but I think I couldn't have done that.
No, well,
You
it's just
that
like
was
it's
that was
mumbling.
the same one.
It's just mumbling the song.
No,
on
I'm
the
into it.
harmonica.
Also, I'm really glad we got that because that's going to be played on the Instagram. Perfect.
Perfect, yep.
H, you're up.
All right. So I witnessed this on the weekend. And you know what? Like, I could almost get around it if it wasn't at the time that it was. So you brush your teeth before the game. But I'm not talking like, you just get to the game and then you brush your teeth. We'd gone out for the warm-up. We'd come back in. You've only got a few minutes and it's like your personal time. Like, you go to most people just go to the toilet, whatever. And there you are at the sink, full on brushing your teeth. And I'm like, we're about to play in not like 5 minutes.
And it's like, I haven't even got my jumper on yet. And I'm like, I've got things to do, girls.
Hang on, I've got to brush my teeth.
It's
Where did
wild.
that come from?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that for?
Well, I get very obsessed by my dental hygiene. I enjoy
And your
having
smile, of course.
Yes, of course.
beautiful
$1 million smile. But I enjoy brushing my teeth, whatever. And before a game, you know how you're like snacking on like Gatorade and lollies.
Yeah, I
and
get it. Your mouth's
a honey
gross.
sandwich. And I'm just like, this is disgusting. And I've had 40 coffees today. And I just like to have like fresh, minty breath.
Yeah,
And I'm about to
nice.
wear my mouth guard as well. Like, that's gross. I don't want it dirty.
So that's a
mouth.
pre-game superstition.
No, it actually is a superstition. But I had like a couple girls at Bulldogs who would do it with me, but nobody's jumped on the train yet. We'll see. by
Maybe
the
I'll
end of the
bring my
season.
toothbrush next
Maybe
game.
you should.
Done.
I'll provide the toothpaste.
Done. Perfect.
Wow.
All right.
wild.
Well, we're behind time here, but that's okay.
perfect.
We're going to move on to From the Fans. So this is our segment that we need voice memos sent in for because we actually only have one this week, which is terrible. So fans, write in. Let's go. I want to hear from you. So the one and only today is Chloe.
What age did you guys get into footy, and do you think it's too late to start as a 15-year-old? Obviously not professional, just for fun. And can I have tips on how to mark the ball?
Do you want don't take tips from me on how to mark the ball. Maybe that's for you. But what time I started, first of all, number one, never too late to start playing footy.
Agree.
Mm-hmm. And there's masters footy. You can start playing footy when you're like 50. Fantastic.
Go.
I didn't start playing footy till I was 16, so I'm older than you. And I play professionally now, so the sky's the limit there. I started playing at school just for fun, and then, just kind of, that was when AFLW just wasn't a thing, and then it all of a sudden became a thing. It was a wild transition over like 2 or 3 years, but went from not playing footy at all to playing at the highest level, and it's been great ever since.
Yep. Well, something that I always say on our school visits and stuff is just play any sport you can.
Absolutely.
While you're in high school or in primary school, especially in high school. I think people stop so that they can spend more time on their study, but it's actually just so good for you to have that, especially team sport camaraderie. And footy's really fun. So no matter what your motivation for playing it, I think that, you should definitely give it a crack. But I obviously played since I was a young girl, but we have girls from Ireland who hadn't even heard of football before who have come over and played. So there is no limit or, to your imagination. You can play from any age,
absolutely.
any background. Emma,
Start now, Chloe. Start now.
now.
Start playing. It's so fun. It might take you years to get a nickname, so you've got to start now. No, I think it's great. I think that's the beauty of AFLW as well, is everyone's come from different backgrounds and different levels of experience. So I think it's important that just give it a crack. And like you said, you don't know whether you want to play at the highest level or not, but community is always also very fun. So definitely get involved, and you'll find sisters for life, I'm sure, which is what we have
it's the same
found.
with like that any sport though, because it's not like I just like played no sport and then like footy just came. It was because I'd played every other sport under the sun, and then footy became a thing. So it's like, it's about finding what you actually enjoy doing, whether that's footy. If you've always watched footy, you're probably going to enjoy playing it because it's more fun to play than it is to even watch. Just pick up whatever.
Handy.
And then
sport.
marking,
Marking.
unsure.
Watch the ball.
They say that, but then I reckon I close my eyes sometimes.
I reckon you do.
Yeah, I actually think I could I could put money on that, I think. I think my eyes are shut.
I do it better if the ball's behind my head. I'll let it go behind my head and then I'll mark it. If it's here, it'll probably fall out my hands.
My mum would always say, if you can go with one hand, Emma, you can go with two. So I keep that in the back
Two hands and close your eyes.
And then she always says, 2 hands for beginners. So thank you, Mum, for keeping me grounded. I don't know. Yeah, watch the ball into your hands. Yeah. Don't close your eyes.
W.
And
W with your hands.
Go the W and both hands if you can.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No,
otherwise,
that's all.
practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect.
It does.
Don't be scared to make mistakes. If you can't mark now, keep trying, and I'm sure you will get there.
And
I'm still trying. Still trying to get there.
Gorgeousness. Well, that's the end, basically.
Awesome. That's pretty much it. But we are headed to Alberton Oval, so in Adelaide, to play Port Adelaide for the very first time.
Yes.
Which we were trying to teach Braz, a few people that play for Port Adelaide, that used to play for us. She didn't know anyone, if you didn't know, when she came over here. Got anything to say
But
to that,
basically,
Braz? No?
Port Adelaide.
The old Victorian bias.
Yeah, just a bit. They only know themselves, and that's it. Did you know anyone when you came over?
Of course I did. What do you mean?
So basically, the old Freo is the new Port Adelaide. That's what that's it. just in case you wanted to know.
Braz put us on the map. Yes.
But Braz, you might actually be able to name the girls because we did talk about it before.
It's 3:00 and we have a meeting.
No, perfect.
Can you just text them, tell them we're going to be late?
But anyways, no, actually really pumped to go to Alberton Oval. I think it'll be an incredible game. Port came off a win on the weekend against the Bulldogs, and they only just lost against Adelaide the week before as well. So I think they're going to have their tails up, and obviously we've got big things to prove after our game on the weekend, and it will be really nice to revisit our old friends in Gemma Houghton. Janelle Cuthbertson obviously won't be out there, but we'll still get to see her, and then Jasmine Stewart also played here as well. So bloody exciting times ahead, and hopefully we can just get the win.
Absolutely. Well, that's all we've got time for this week on the Rollers and the Rockers. How was your podcast experience?
Oh, I'm a tried and true fan now. I'm going to listen through all 6 seasons, 3 seasons.
Oh, is this it?
Doesn't
This
matter,
is
I'm
number
gonna
6,
listen to
maybe
every
about 5,
episode.
maybe
Oh,
4.
Miller's
Is this
been on
5?
from the start, not me.
I don't know.
I'll only listen.
Thanks, gorgeous.
Anyway, thanks so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. And as always, or leave Driscoll, who doesn't look prepared for this, once again, with an inspiring quote.
Oh my goodness! I don't have one.
Make one up.
Preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Great.